Hey guys, good morning. Ooh, I hope my lighting is not as bad as it looks from my view. This is my first live video, and I am super stoked to be here with you guys this morning for Yoga Basics. I am stepping in for Emily, and I'm hoping that this is going to be super fun. I'm waiting to see if anybody joins us. So, let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm not super tech savvy. Not tech savvy. I do want to let everybody know, too, if anybody's there, that I have cats. They're going to join us for yoga, okay? I hope that's all right. I think that they'd be more annoying locked out of the room than actually in the room. And I'm going to adjust my camera down because I realize now that we can't actually see my mat to do any yoga. So, oh, and now we can see all of the cats. All of the cats. So, oh, let's see. Oh, are people seeing me? I think maybe people are seeing me. So we're gonna go ahead and get started at around 8:30, giving people time to hop on. And while we're waiting, it looks like I just have a bunch of random stuff. Okay, over here, yeah? And that is because I went through my house to find a bunch of random things I thought that we could use for props this morning, okay? Hi, Nicole. Hi, I see you. I hope you brought Lulu with you. We can all yoga together, huh? You can bring your kitties as well. Anyway, so back to these random props that I found. When you're looking for things around your house, try to make sure that they're super stable and supportive, okay? So I am a yoga teacher. I have like 5 yoga props in my house, okay? So I don't even have a strap, but you know, we all have like an abundance of toilet paper, yeah, which makes a nice stable block. You can test it out. I have, oh, I see Nicole has her cats. We have boxes of pasta. Those work as little blocks. Just try to make sure that they're all the same size. I don't have same size pasta boxes. I'm not actually a fan, so mine are a little off. If you need straps, things at home that you can use as straps are like bathrobe loops, an extra pair of yoga leggings works great, yeah, because they are nice and long. Also, I stole my husband's belt while he was sleeping. You can also use those. Hey tutors, I see you. Did you guys bring Noelle? Okay, this is great. We're just gonna wait just a couple more minutes and then we're gonna do some yoga. These wavy arms are just for Kristen. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Susan. Yay. Okay, I'm totally nervous. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna instill in myself some of that yogic breathing in the morning. Okay, all right. So let's see, a couple more minutes here. I see we have lots of like morning people. Yay, I am not a morning people. Cats and yoga, yes. So I have like secret director's cut videos when I was trying to learn how to yoga on the internet. And you could try to get Kristen to post them if you want later. My bad wing right there. It's mostly of the cats attacking me, okay? Oh, Darla, congratulations on getting in here from South Carolina. That's fancy. Nice. Oh, this is so exciting. Yay. Oh, we're almost there. And the cats are eating the cords to my computer. I need those anyway, right? I don't need that. So I had thought I would lock the cats out this morning, but then I realized they'd probably be more annoying if you've ever owned a cat. They're way more annoying when you try to keep them out of somewhere. And I thought this morning, if you haven't quite gathered a prop item, if you feel like you need a prop, we were talking about that just a couple minutes ago, using things that you have in your home, like belt loops as straps, or, well, not the loop of the belt, but like the actual belt. Oh, it's 8:30. I guess that means that we need to do some yoga, you guys. Are we excited? All right. So this is fantastic. I have a little thing that I'm just going to read to you really quick. Okay? I'm going to find it on my phone. It's going to take me just a second. Like I said, I'm not tech savvy. I have to like take pictures and stuff. All right. So My name is Tara, and I am an RYT, or Registered Yoga Teacher Training, 200 hours through Yoga Alliance. I teach at the Space Yoga Studio in Visalia. During this unprecedented time, we are working through our state's shelter-in-place mandate and are excited to co-create this online space with you. I'm teaching you from my home studio. This class is a collection of suggested movements. You acknowledge that by participating in this free online class, you may do a practice which may carry some risk of injury. You will not hold myself or the Space Yoga Studio liable for any injuries that may occur. So right now, this morning, we're just gonna do like a basics yoga class, okay? So it's pretty much good for anybody who wants to practice. If you're like, I'm a super yogi, it's good to get back to the basics and remember to slow down in your practice. And if you've never done any yoga, this will be super great for you as well, because it's nice to start somewhere, especially with the things all the way they are now, okay? All right, so if you're working currently with physical issues, injuries, or pregnancy, you should consult with your doctor before practicing. If you experience any pain during your practice, I recommend that you stop your practice and lie in a comfortable seated or supine position and call your doctor. If you have yoga props at home and like to use them, we suggest you keep them nearby. So pillows, toilet paper rolls, boxes of pasta. If you have lots of yoga props because you have lots of yoga props, that's awesome. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna try some yoga, you guys, and we're just gonna start really quickly. We're gonna find a nice comfortable seated position on our mat, potentially with our cats or our dogs, or even our kids if you have them awake already. All right, and we're gonna give Chai a little poke right here, and we're gonna find this nice comfortable seated position on our mat. So however that works for you, a nice easy pose, just like that. If you want a Barile Konasana, something that feels better in your hips. If your hips are a little tight this morning, you can take one of those lovely props that you have at home, a block or a cushy pillow, and you can place it right under your bottom. It helps to drop the knees down to find a little more space in the hips if they're tight, okay? All right, beautiful. And from wherever you are in your nice, comfortable seated position, we're gonna go ahead and place the palms on the thighs. So it's yogi's choice. Up is for receiving and down is for grounding. So whatever feels good in your body this morning, okay? In your practice, always being kind to yourself. And we're gonna go ahead and close our eyelids down. So when you're ready, finding the eyelids closed down. And then from there, we're going to start to internalize a little bit. Take a nice deep inhale. And a nice deep exhale, starting to slow the breathing down this morning, maybe to a count of 3 or 4, whatever feels comfortable for those lungs. And then matching that exhale to that count of 3 or 4. And then maybe taking a little sway from side to side, or a little rock forward and backwards. So you can start to find that sweet spot where the spine will start to stack and align as the shoulders settle in over those hips. And then once you're there, we're going to start to take the back of the skull towards the mat behind us, just a little bit as we start to lengthen the cervical spine, taking the crown towards the sky. The head will center over the shoulders, finding this nice, sweet, weightless spot there. And once you're there, we're just gonna hang out here for a couple minutes. I thought we might start this morning with a small joy meditation, just because of the way things are in the world today. So we're kind of at home all the time, right? We're having to relearn about all of the people that we live with every day that we maybe only see kind of in passing, yeah? And so things can be a little bit more stressful than they might normally be, because we're used to being out in the world. And so what have we been home now for like almost 5 days? So we're just gonna go ahead and find something out of those days that brought us joy, some little moment that we maybe have not seen or we maybe missed when we weren't home. Find that little spot of joy, and then imagine, once you have it, that your heart, right in the center of your chest, is like this beautiful, gorgeous flower. I'm gonna give you guys just a minute to find that spot, okay? That little thing. And then from there, we'll take our hands out like a little cup, like we're holding a little baby bird. And we'll imagine that little flower, like we're holding that little spot of joy right in front of the flower that's our heart. And we're shining all of our love onto that little spot of joy, and then we're just taking that joy and we're placing it into our heart. And we're feeling that all over again. And holding both of the hands over the heart, maybe if this feels comfortable, the palms on the chest. Taking this small time to be grateful for all of the things that we do have in this world. All of the things that we have, facing all of the challenges, knowing that we have everything that we need right here. Now, as you're ready, slowly taking the palms back to your thighs. Remembering that little bit of joy as you move through your practice today, as you move through all of the time off of your mat. Taking the time to stop and sniff the flowers, or hug your kids, or give your husband a hard time, or your wife. And we're slowly going to blink our eyes open. Oh, sorry you guys. And then if you guys are on a little prop under your bottom, I see Belly has joined us this morning. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to lift our prop up and we're going to take it off to the side. Perfect. And we're going to keep that nice long spine as we adjust back down to the floor. And we're just gently going to take that right hand out to the side. It's going to look like left for you guys, okay, since we're not mirroring. And we're going to find that palm. Oh, he's going to attack me again, you guys. On the floor. And we're going to lift that left arm up nice and long. Reach through those lovely fingertips. Oh, and exhale off to the right side. Taking those left fingertips off to the right. Getting a nice long stretch on the outside of that left hip, that left side body. Option to bend that elbow down towards the floor if you have space. As you inhale, coming out just a little bit, and exhale, folding a little deeper. Wherever you feel tension in the body, pausing to inhale out and exhale, moving with your breath, finding a little bit more space. And gently, we're going to come back up through center. Nice, big inhale, reaching those fingertips on that right hand up nice and wide as the left hand finds the floor, and exhale, folding in towards that left side, reaching through those right fingertips, giving that right side body a nice deep stretch. Finding that stretch through the outside of that hips, inhaling out if you find tension or need a little space, and exhale a little deeper. Moving anytime you feel that tension, inhaling out and exhaling a little deeper. Beautiful, and gently coming back to center. We'll go one more time, landing that right palm, inhaling those left fingertips up nice and high, and exhale. Finding that little hinge, gently reaching through those fingertips. Option here to take the chin over that left shoulder, gazing at the belly of the bicep, okay? We don't want to look towards the fingertips, so we don't want to strain the neck. Gently coming back through center, landing that left palm, raising those right fingertips, and exhale, folding in to that left side, reaching through the right side body. Nice long fingers. Staying right here, inhaling out, and exhale, folding deeper if you need a little more space. Option to take the chin on that gaze over towards that right shoulder. Still looking at the belly of the bicep, just like before, not towards the fingertips. And gently coming back up through center. Beautiful. Rub your kitties if they're there. Inhale those arms up nice and long. Taking those palms to touch if that's an option for you. Dropping those shoulders down the back. Nice big inhale. And as we exhale, we'll land that left palm on the outside of that right knee. Finding a little twist. Right hand lands back behind us. Nice, easy, gentle twist this morning as you inhale, growing tall. And as you exhale, option to find a little bit more twist. But we don't want to arch that chest out like this, okay? We're not finding a back bend here. We're growing tall. We're finding space for the body. And as you're ready, there's always the option to take the chin over that right shoulder. Taking that gaze over that right shoulder. And gently on your next Inhale, we'll come back to center. Little pause, you guys. Inhaling those arms up nice and long, reaching through those fingertips. Option to find those palms touching if that works. And on your exhale, we'll twist off to the left, finding the right hand on the outside of that left knee. Left hand plants behind us. Growing nice and tall as we inhale and twisting on our exhale. Being nice and gentle with the back. Remembering to not arch that chest out, working towards keeping that nice long spine, resisting that urge to back bend that we find automatically sometimes. And then option to take that chin over towards that left shoulder, that gaze, finding that shoulder as you grow longer, inhaling and exhaling to twist. And gently coming back to center. Oh, it's Sunday, you guys, and I'm not a morning person. I'm so tired already. Just kidding. All right, from here, we're just simply going to roll forward onto our hands and knees, and I'm going to have to rotate a little bit, and we're going to find our knees under our hips, hi belly belly, and our wrists under our shoulders. So we've got this nice stacking and aligning, okay, as we head into our tabletop. And then if you have dropped the belly, because we do that a lot, that's perfectly amazing. Just draw those abs in, taking the belly button in towards the spine, so we can kind of take that curve out of that lower back. So we have that nice flat back. And then we're going to go through a few cycles of cat-cow here. So on your inhale, dropping the belly, raising the gaze for our little cow. And as you exhale, rounding the back, tucking the chin, tucking the tail, maybe wiggling the tail a little bit if that feels good. And inhale, dropping the belly, raising the gaze. And exhale, rounding the back, tucking the chin, tucking the chest. Belly button is still nice and active, drawing in towards the spine as you go through these movements. Moving with your breath here, inhaling to drop the belly, raise the gaze, and exhale to round that back. Tuck the chin, tuck the tail. If you need any other movements this morning in your practice, you can feel free to modify this cat-cow if there's something you're familiar with. As you go to cow, maybe making little, or cat, excuse me, maybe making little hip circles off to the side and then coming back to center. As you exhale, if that feels good, finding different stretches in the hips there, dropping that belly, raising that gaze when you come back to cow, and then maybe exhaling, option to sink the hips back towards the toes. Feeling free to find whatever movement in your practice feels good this morning, okay? Cat-cow doesn't just have to be one thing. Taking the time to lubricate the spine. Stretch the body out, moving through a couple more cycles. Inhaling, dropping that belly, raising that gaze. And exhale, tucking that chin, tucking that tail. Perfect. And then we're going to find that nice neutral tabletop, just like that. Beautiful. And from here, we're going to go ahead and take those knees wide, toes touch. We're going to start to walk the hands out in front of us as we sink the hips back, maybe giving the chest a little sway as it comes towards the floor for a child's pose, a nice extended, wide-legged child's pose. Finding the forehead on the mat, palms walking towards the top of your mat. Arms are still kind of active. And then once you get there, allowing the arms to relax, the head to relax. Taking a little pause here in our child's pose. Maybe taking time to come to our breath here. An option as you move through your practice is to work with an Ujjayi pranayama. If you are familiar with that, awesome possum. And if you're not, it's like you're fogging up a mirror as you breathe out. There's a restriction in the back of the throat. Or maybe taking time just to come back to that joy moment that we looked for and found earlier. And we're going to take a nice big inhale here, and as we exhale, we're slowly going to start to walk the fingertips off to the right side. And maybe the fingertips come off of your mat, maybe they don't. Either way is perfect and beautiful. And we'll just sink the weight back in that left hip. Finding that nice stretch out along the left side body. Finding the forehead back on the floor as we pause here.
And then gently we'll start to walk the fingertips back to center. Sway the chest, hammock the heart, and gently find the forehead back on the floor. Nice big inhale, and as you exhale, slowly walking the fingertips off to the left side. Just like before, they don't have to come off of the mats, wherever you have the space in your body. And then we'll just gently sink the weight back in the right hip, finding the forehead back on the floor. Working on that nice stretch along the right side body, the outside of that right hip. Gently walking back to center. Finding the forehead on the floor. One more moment. A little pause. We'll start to walk the fingertips and the palms of the hands underneath the shoulders. And as we send all of our energy, our weight through the palms of the hands, allowing the head to hang nice and heavy as you roll up and ragdoll up. Bringing the head up last. Finding our heels on our hips and heels connected. Yeah? And then we're just going to take those hands back behind us, fingertips facing the toes. And we're just going to head into a baby camel right here. So from here, hi sister cat, we'll gently push the hips up. So nice big inhale. As you exhale, taking the hips up towards the sky, the chest towards the sky, option to take the head back behind you. Giving the arms a little stretch here, the thighs a little stretch. And then gently starting to release the hips back towards the floor, tuck the chin to the chest, and slowly start to walk your hands back in front of you. We'll take the knees together this time for a nice simple child's pose, taking the chest towards the thighs, head towards the floor. An option once you reach your child's pose to take the hands back behind you. This version of child's pose offers a little deeper stretch along the spine. From here, we'll slowly start to walk the hands back underneath of the shoulders and gently start to push our weight through our hands, keeping that head nice and heavy as we walk ourselves back into tabletop. Hi, sister cat. From here, we're just going to find that stacking and aligning one more time of the knees under the hips, the wrists, and under the shoulders. Perfect. From here, we're just going to go ahead and challenge ourselves a tiny bit this morning, okay? And we're going to take that right leg out nice and long. Tuck those right toes on your mat. From here, we're going to take a nice big inhale forward just a little bit. And as we exhale, we'll send the weight into the back of that foot, into that heel, stretching out the hamstring on that right leg. And inhaling forward just a little bit and exhale, sending the weight back into the heel, being mindful of how that hamstring feels, okay? We don't want to overstretch it. Inhaling forward and exhale, sending the weight into that heel nice and gently. Inhale forward, little pause. We're going to draw that belly button into that spine nice and strong, and then just gently start to pick that right foot up. Yeah, and so if you want to, taking a peek back at your toes, making sure that those toes are facing the floor, that hip is nice and squared towards the floor, okay? Belly buttons are drawing it in nice and strong so that we don't start to drop that back, okay? That lower back finding, we want to keep that arch out. And then from here, we'll just go ahead and kickstand that left foot off behind us, just for a little bit more stability. And we're going to slowly start to pick that right hand up, take it across the front of the chest, and reach those right fingertips towards the sky. Toes are still nice and active on that back leg. If you find yourself rolling forward, just maybe roll yourself back towards the back edge of your mat. Option to use that hand to just kind of adjust yourself a little bit. Keeping that stability though, belly button still working nice and strong. Fingertips towards the sky. Nice big inhale. And as we exhale, we'll gently take that foot towards the floor. Right hand up over that right ear, reaching nice and long, making that nice moon shape with the right side of the body. Sole of the foot finds the floor. Edge of the foot rolls down. Hips stay tucked towards the front. Belly button drawing in nice and strong. A nice big inhale. Nice big exhale. Gently we'll start to raise that arm, raise that leg, little abdominal challenge there, you guys. And then gently taking that right hand under that right shoulder, releasing that right knee down under that right hip. Beautiful. From here, we'll go ahead and we'll extend that left leg back nice and long. Tuck those left toes. A little inhale forward and exhale. Send the weight back into that left heel, stretching that left hamstring. Not every side of the body. We only have 2 of them, right? Inhale forward and exhale back. Maybe this side feels a little bit more tight or needs a little bit more weight into that heel to find that stretch. That's okay. Both sides of the body, they're a little bit different. And inhale forward and exhale back. One more time. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. Weight through the heel of that foot. And then we're going to inhale forward, little pause, drawing those belly buttons in so we take that curve out of that lower back, dropping that left hip, and we'll gently take those toes off the floor. Belly buttons are coming in nice and strong here, reaching back to look at those toes, making sure, or looking back to look at those toes, yeah? Making sure those toes are pointing forward towards the floor. Keep that hip nice and square so that left hip stays closed. I think maybe I should return the heat down this morning before I started a yoga class. I'm starting to get nice and warm. From here, we'll just go ahead and kickstand that right foot off the right side of the mat for a little bit more balance. Find that nice stable base in that right hand. Gently take that left hand across the front of the chest and reach up through those left fingertips. Option again to use that hand to open that hip up if that feels good towards the left side of your mat so you don't tuck towards the floor in your mini moon. And from here, take a nice big inhale, and as we exhale, gently landing that left foot and taking that left hand over that left ear. Finding that nice crescent shape with the side of the body. Finding a nice stretch down through that side, that leg. Nice big inhale. And as you exhale, reaching through those fingertips, reaching through those toes. Perfect. We'll gently sweep that left hand down under that shoulder. Left knee next to right. Tuck those toes and gently sink those hips into this modified version of child's pose. You slowly walk the hands out. Chest towards the thighs. Head finds the floor. Arms are extended. Toes are getting a little bit of a stretch here. Little pause in child's pose. And slowly starting to walk the hands under the shoulders, untucking the toes, sinking the hips. Maybe the heels and the bottom meet, maybe they don't, that's okay. We're just going to slowly start to come up into our tabletop one more time. Walk those hands a little bit forward. Tuck those toes. And then we're going to start to send the hips up and back to find our first downward facing dog. Hips go towards the sky. The energy of the heels towards the floor, okay? Because the heels, they do not have to meet your mat. And we're looking for the nice skeletal stacking in our downward facing dog. So the wrists are in line with the shoulders, knees and ankles and hips are all in one nice long line. The shoulders drop down the back, away from the ears. And any movements you need here to make yourself feel nice and comfortable, maybe bending one knee and then the other, pedaling out those legs. Option to sway the hips from side to side, whatever feels good for the next few minutes. Pardon me, guys. Or a few breaths, I should say. Not going to hang out in downward facing dog forever. Perfect. Shoulders still going down the back. the fingertips. You can feel the texture of the mat between the fingers as the fingers and the hands support you. Maybe taking a little nod here, yes or no, side to side to take the weight out of the wrists, allowing that head to hang nice and heavy between the arms. And then as you're ready, finding that stillness in that downward facing dog. Option to close the eyelids down here. Blink those eyelids open. We'll slowly just start to walk the feet towards the hands, finding ourselves in a nice, easy forward fold, Uttanasana. Feet are up under the hips. If that feels good, it gives you a little bit more space in the body. It's okay too if the toes are touching. It's just wherever you are in your practice. Maybe keeping a bend in those knees for those hamstrings. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. Hang nice and heavy, arms towards the floor. Neck is releasing as gravity draws the head down. And we'll slowly start to roll up, ragdoll up, one vertebrae at a time, letting those arms hang nice and heavy. Head comes up last. As you come up to the top, sweeping those arms along the side, drawing the palms to touch, and exhale, hands through heart center. Taking a moment just to pause in our Tadasana. We're taking those hands down to the sides, our mountain pose. Nice big inhale, sweeping those hands up towards the sky, palms to touch, and exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips, hands find the floor. Inhale, halfway up, palms could be on your shins or on the floor, flat back, and exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, nice flat back, and exhale, fold. And then slowly, nice big inhale, rolling, ragdolling up one vertebrae at a time. Bring that head up last, sweeping those arms up towards the sky. Palms come to touch, and exhale, hands through heart center. Taking those hands down to the sides, finding that Tadasana, that mountain pose one more time. We're going to take a slightly longer pause here in this pose, taking a little time to connect to the earth, maybe feeling a little bit more like those mountains that we're practicing to be. I'm just going to turn towards you. We can't see my head now. I'm headless. That's perfect. We have these nice open palms. Those shoulders, they drop down the back. So rolling them up and back. We like to stick out just like this. We make this little curve. So in our mountain pose, we're going to take that curve out of the back by tucking the hips and the ribs together. As we stand there, activates those core muscles, makes us feel nice and strong. Shoulders are dropping down the back. Crown is growing nice and tall. We can feel our craggy, rocky mountain roots growing out through our feet. Nice big inhale, reaching towards the sky, just like a nice tall mountain reaching for the sun, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up, flat back, and exhale, fold. We're going to pause right here. If you have one of those handy props nearby, a block, a box of pasta, a roll of toilet paper, we're just going to take it and we're going to place it right under our right hand. If you don't have that prop nearby, you can use a fist if that feels good. Or if you have the space, the hand finds the floor. From here, we're going to go ahead and find the hand on the floor. We're going to bend that right knee, straighten that left leg. Props are a nice way to help bring the floor a little closer to you, okay? I don't have a lot of space in my hamstrings, so my lovely toilet paper is amazing. And we're just going to switch. We're just going to start to straighten the right leg, maybe bend both knees and switch. Take that left palm onto the little toilet paper, bend that left leg, straighten that right. Maybe both hands find that toilet paper or your block, your box of pasta. Being careful not to hyperextend the leg that is straight. We'll gently bend both of the knees, release our prop off to the side, take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, forward fold, bending those knees, taking the chest towards the thighs. And gently start to walk those hands forward, maybe walk those feet back, taking a nice easy way to get into downward facing dog. Unless you have a cat on your mat and you have to adjust up and over them. Finding that downward facing dog, dropping the shoulders down the back, finding those little pedaling legs again if that feels good in the body. Finding a little bit more movement here. Finding stillness in your downward facing dog. Gently, yogi's choice, we're going to start to roll sharp line up and over like a little wave into our plank pose. And from here, you can stay right here if you want to. The hips tuck towards the heels. It is a basics class, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take my knees around my chai cat and give them a little push. Take the knees onto the floor, the toes untuck. From here, we're just gonna inhale, shift forward, and exhale, come down onto the chest with those little chaturanga elbows. They bend back behind the ribs. I'm gonna land on my props, so we'll give them a little shift out of the way. Forehead finds the floor. Take a nice big inhale because we're going to be nice and slow. And as you exhale, sending the weight through the palms and gently raising the gaze, baby cobra. Working towards maybe making those toes come together if that feels safe and comfortable in your lower back. Elbows are going back and then gently releasing the forehead back to the floor. Tucking those toes. Starting to come up, sending the weight through the palms of the hands. So nice big inhale. And gently, as you come up to those knees, if you want, or you can come into that full plank and we'll gently exhale, send those hips nice and long back into downward facing dog. We're going to try to go through that a little bit more faster, okay, you guys? A little bit more faster. That makes lots of sense. So we're going to take this nice big inhale in our downward facing dog. And as we exhale, shifting forward, option to bring those knees towards the floor, untucking those toes. Inhale forward, exhale down. Coming up into that baby cobra, maybe taking a little taller this time, sending the weight through the hands. Head comes up, not back, okay? And down. Taking the forehead back towards the floor. Tucking those toes, starting to push the weight, send the weight through the palms of the hands, coming back up onto those knees or full plank, and then exhale up and back, downward facing dog. And gently, we're just going to take those knees back to the floor, untuck those toes, sink those hips, take those arms nice and long, finding a little child's pose. Keeping the arms out in front of you or taking them back by the heels. Resting the forehead on the floor, coming back to the breath. Slowing the breathing down maybe, just like we did at the beginning of class. Nice long inhale, nice long exhale. Hang out in child's pose just for a couple more minutes. One of our resting poses in yoga. The other one is downward facing dog. And from here, we'll gently start to take those hands under those shoulders again. Send the weight through the palms. Gently start to come up on the knees. Walk those hands forward. Tuck those toes. Send those hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Shoulders drop down the spine. Head hangs nice and heavy. So from here, we'll just take a nice big inhale, sweeping that right leg up behind us. Toes stay nice and flexed and active as the heel reaches toward the sky. So we have this nice three-legged Adho Mukha Shavasana. And you can hang out. We're hanging out right here. Feels nice and awesome, right? We're working a little bit harder. And add a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, we'll gently take that knee in towards the chest, or we'll walk that foot along the mat and take it between those hands. And we'll sink that left knee onto the floor, untuck those left toes. Right knee's hanging out over that right ankle. If you have your toilet paper blocks or your actual blocks, you can find your hands on either side of that foot on those blocks for a little bit more room. We're gently just going to tuck those back toes and take that right leg, shift those hips back. Right leg becomes nice and long. Right toes pop up. Right toes stay nice and active. Nice stretch in that hamstring on that right side. Gently shifting forward, untucking those back toes. Sole of that right foot plants on the floor. Left palm finds the inside of that right foot. And we're just gently going to start to give ourselves a little twist, extending those right fingertips towards the sky. Right fingers reaching nice and long, shoulder drops down. Option to take that gaze over that right shoulder, only if it feels good in the neck. Nice, easy twist here. And gently releasing the right hand back down next to that right foot, tucking those left toes and shifting those hips back. Right foot pops up. Right toes stay nice and flexed and active. Spine is nice and long. And gently shifting forward, bringing that knee over that ankle on the right side. We're simply going to find the palms on the floor or the fingertips. Pick that left leg up. Perfect. And step left foot forward next to right. Or walk it up there or help it up there, however you need to bring those feet underneath of those hips. And then gently folding forward. Finding that nice forward fold, allowing the head to be nice and weightless and heavy. Maybe taking opposite elbows. Or taking the hands behind the legs, giving yourselves a little hug wherever you feel a little more stable here in your practice. So if you find those opposite elbows, you can take a little sway from side to side if you want to. If you have that hug, that little hug you're giving yourself, just appreciate yourself no matter where you are, for everything it is that you do for yourself every day. Appreciate yourself for taking this time to come to your mat this morning. And then we'll gently release those hands back to the floor. Yeah, and then we'll slowly just take that right foot back. Hands are on either side of that left foot. Right knee drops onto the floor. Right toes untucked. Left knee over left ankle. Hips sink towards the floor here. And we're just gently going to start to tuck those back toes. Shift the hips back over those back, towards those back toes as that left foot comes up. Our half Hanumasana. I can't talk. Sorry guys. Hi, Chai. Keeping these nice active toes on this left foot. We're gently going to start to shift forward, finding our little baby crescent pose here. Left knee over left ankle. We're going to find that right hand on the inside of that left foot. Option if you want a prop to have it right there on the inside. Fist is always an option as well. So that right hand on the inside of that left foot, we're gently going to start to open up towards the left side, sweeping that left hand along the chest and reaching left fingers towards the sky. Try not to collapse into that right shoulder as we reach nice and long through those left fingertips, finding this nice, easy twist. And gently releasing that left hand down next to that left foot, tucking those back toes. And then just starting to walk that left hand on the inside of that left foot. We'll take that left foot back behind us next to its friend, or give it a little walk back there and find yourself in your downward facing dog. Sending those hips up nice and long towards the sky as the shoulders drop down to the back. Maybe taking a second to pedal those heels out again. Gently starting to shift forward, coming to the knees. Beautiful. Starting to sink those hips back and find that child's pose one more time. Chest meets the thighs, forehead meets the floor. Arms can stay long and active, or you can sweep them down along the sides by your feet. Coming back to the breath. The mat is maybe putting a little bit of pressure on the bridge of the nose, allowing you to find nice deeper breaths through both nostrils. We're going to take a nice big inhale and a nice big exhale, and then just move through a couple rounds of cleansing yogic breath. If you're not familiar with that, it's that nice deep inhale followed by that nice vocal exhale. And we're all at home right now, so we don't have to worry about who's next to us. We'll take that nice big inhale and exhale. Nice big inhale, filling up the lungs, and exhale. Beautiful, you guys. Calming the body down, calming the mind down. Slowly starting to walk the hands up underneath of the shoulders, gently starting to roll up ragdoll, one vertebrae at a time, bringing that head up last, finding those sits bones on the heels. We'll just mermaid off to the left side of our mat. Look, we're all little mermaids. And we'll sweep those legs nice and long out in front of us. Maybe working yourself back towards the middle of your mat. If you want to carve your core on the way down, you can. But we're going to take ourselves down all the way to our back. So you want to work those abs a little bit. You take those arms out to the side and nice and gently roll one vertebrae down one at a time until that head comes down last. From here, we're going to just reach through those fingers, reach through those toes. Take that nice big stretch, just like you were waking up in the morning, only on your mat. And then release those arms. Allow the elbows to bend. Maybe the fingertips touch, maybe they don't. Maybe the toes open out nice and wide towards the corners of your mat. From here, we're just gently going to start to walk the heels in towards the hips. And then we'll take those hands down towards the sides. Maybe you can feel the heels by the bottom, maybe not. So that's, we want the heels and the hips in line. The knees are, hip distance. And we're just going to go ahead and nice and easy, we'll pick that right foot up, cross it along that left thigh. Toes are going to stay nice and active on both feet. And we're slowly going to use a little abs here, a little core work to slowly start to draw that left leg in. The fingertips come around behind that left thigh. It's like we're threading a needle through our legs. Yeah, so we're keeping those nice active toes. And if you want a deeper stretch here, just gently drawing that left knee in towards the chest. You should hear this talking to you in that right thigh, right back behind it. If you need a deeper stretch or you want a deeper stretch, the option is to draw that thigh in. You can take a little sway from side to side here, maybe pausing where you find that stretch. So not momentum, just nice gentle movements from side to side. Seeing how the body feels a little bit different as it moves through space. Keeping those nice active toes. Lower back is being sent in to the floor, yeah. And then we're gently going to come back to stillness in the center and just do a quick switch. Switcheroo! So we're going to take that left foot over that right thigh. Hands come between the legs, back behind that right leg. Hi, Chai's nose. Toes are nice and flexed. Oh, you're not Chai. Nice and flexed and active. Nice big inhale. As you exhale, option to draw that right thigh in, taking that right knee closer towards the chest to find a deeper stretch in that left leg. Being mindful of that stretch, okay? Because we all have this edge in yoga that we get to, and we don't want to go past it. So no pain. And then once you're here, option is to take that little sway from side to side to find a spot maybe where the stretch feels a little better in your practice for you, or you can stay right where you are. Just depends on how you feel. Finding those nice gentle movements. And just gently coming back to center. We'll release the hands, release the feet back towards the floor. Taking that left leg nice and long, gently drawing that right knee into the chest, keeping those right toes nice and active. Inhaling out of that pose just a little bit, and exhale, drawing that knee a little deeper into the chest. Hands can be on the shin or behind the hamstring, wherever you have the space. Inhaling out and exhaling. This time we'll open that leg up, taking that knee towards that armpit on that right side, finding a little bit of room in the hips. And gently releasing, coming back to center, taking that leg nice and long next to its friend. Nice big inhale as you exhale, drawing left knee into the chest, keeping those nice flexed active toes on both feet, just like you were standing on the floor. Hands can be around that shin, behind that hamstring. Whatever feels best for you. On your next inhale, releasing that leg just a little bit, and exhale, drawing it deeper into the chest. Inhaling out, exhale, we're going to take that knee over towards that left armpit, finding a little space in the hips. Be mindful of how the hips feel. It tends to be the place where we hold all of our emotional stuff. Pardon my cat. Gently coming back to center, we'll take that left leg nice and long next to its right leg friend. Gently draw that right leg into the chest. Take that left hand on the outside of that right knee. Take the hands out to a cactus or a T on that right side, and gently find a nice twist that's nice and soft where we take that right knee over to the left side. Being mindful of how the body feels. Nice active toes. We're not being nice and soft on that lower back. Gently coming back to center. Beautiful. Giving yourself a little hug. You're amazing. Releasing that right leg nice and long. Slowly draw that left knee into the chest. Take that right hand on the outside of that left leg. Open that left hand out nice and long to a T or cactus. And gently, on nice big inhale, as you exhale, we'll twist off to the right. Nice and soft with that left knee. And gently starting to come back to center, taking those hands around those legs, giving yourself a little hug, yay, around that one leg, sorry. Releasing that left leg next to the right, finding the hands on the floor. We're slowly just going to walk those heels in towards the hips. So we have that same alignment as before. Maybe you can reach down and give those heels a little tap so you can see that they're in line, feel that they're in line with the hips. The knees are about hip distance. If you have a prop nearby, a block. Probably the toilet paper is going to be too small, or maybe a nice cushy pillow. It's always an option for later. We're just going to go into a bridge. So the prop isn't necessary for the bridge. It's a little bit more supportive, a little bit more restorative than a normal bridge pose. So from here, you can just keep those heels in line, those knees stay drawing towards each other. It's a nice big inhale. As you exhale, we're just gently going to start to pick the hips up, taking the hips towards the sky. The glutes are working here. The gaze stays above you, okay? We don't want to turn the neck from side to side in this pose. We want to keep it nice and safe. And so then you have that pillow, or you have that block, or you have a cat. I wouldn't suggest using the cats as like a prop, okay? Mine are like, mom's in this pose. But the pillow can go like right under, you know, the sacrum. Maybe a little higher pillow. Maybe you have 2 pillows. Mine's a little low. And in a studio setting, we'd have a block for nicer sort. The palms stay down, the hips towards the sky. Nice inhale and nice exhale. We're gently going to start to pick the heels up and then start to waterfall the vertebrae down one at a time. If you don't have a little cat underneath of you, okay? And then waterfalling those vertebrae down one at a time, bringing those sits bones down last, bringing the heels back towards the floor. We're gonna go ahead, start to walk those heels in, draw those knees towards the chest, reach the hands between the thighs and the calves through the blade edges of the feet, heading into a nice, easy, happy baby pose. Toes are active, legs go wide, and you can find different movements here in this pose, a little sway from side to side if that feels good on the lower back, or you can bend one leg, straighten the other. I'm going to try here. Like I said, my hamstrings are not down for that, or you can switch if that feels good. Be mindful of how your hamstrings feel. Both legs can go nice and wide. Peace fingers can go around big toes. This is a basics class, but if you have a little bit more space in your body, I know we have yogis joining us today that practice pretty regularly, have strong practice. Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. Fairy is hungry for breakfast. Hungry for breakfast. Finding that nice rocking if that feels good. Shh, fairy, it's okay. And then we're gently going to come back to stillness in the center. Start to release the soles of the feet together. Knees are nice and wide if that feels good. Palms can go around the outsides of the feet for modified Baddha Konasana on our backs. I could just hang out here all day, listening to the silence behind the sound of my cats. Gently, we're going to go ahead and take those knees together. Activate all of the muscles in the body. Keep those nice active toes. Give ourselves a nice hug. Fingertips, arms go around the shins. Chin comes up to the chest. I like to wiggle my toes right here. And release out nice and long. Toes go towards the edges of the mat. Palms go nice and wide. If you want a prop for your Shavasana, you can go ahead and just roll forward, giving yourself a little pickup. And I'm going to take this nice cushy pillow. I know a lot of the times that we find Shavasana on our back, it's our final pose, it's our corpse pose. If you're feeling like maybe recently in your yoga practice you haven't been able to find that calmness, your option is to roll to your right side. Maybe grip your pillow. My cats won't let me grip them. And find your Shavasana on that right side in that little kind of fetal pose. Wherever you are, Shavasana on your back or not, we're going to go ahead and take those arms nice and long. If you're on your back, toes are nice and long. Eyes are closed. Jaw is relaxing. Teeth are separating. Breathing is starting to return to normal.
we're going to take this opportunity to have the Shavasana as long as you want it. Coming back to that joy moment that you found earlier, or maybe switching to a new one that you've arrived upon. Allowing that sensation to calm and relax you, to bring a smile to your face. Keeping your Shavasana going as long as you want to. Otherwise, we're slowly going to start to bring movement back into the body, wiggling the fingers and the toes. Option to reach the arms out overhead nice and long for a nice big stretch. Any final movements you need in your practice this afternoon. And as you're ready, we'll bring the soles of the feet towards the floor, knees to the sky, and gently roll over to your right side if you're not there already. Taking the palm of that left hand towards the floor, gently sending the weight into the palm as you slowly come up and find yourself in a nice, comfortable seated position. Good morning, you guys. From here, we'll just very nicely take our hands to heart center. Oh, my cats. Tucking the chin to the chest. Thank you so much for coming out and taking time for your self-care and your practice. Thank you for trusting me to guide you. These moments that we take for ourselves right now are even more important to help us find clarity and comfort. Things are so crazy, and this helps just to let all of that go for just a little while. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I appreciate the space that we have co-created together to have these community opportunities, which are so important. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Ugh. I don't really know how to insert emojis, but I'm sure that I hope you had an amazing practice, and this was really fun for me, a little nerve-wracking, and the cats, they're kind of crazy because they're cats, but I love every single one of you, and I hope that you had an amazing time, and I hope that we see you back here again. I am hosting a forgiveness meditation at 4 p.m. today, so maybe I will see you guys for that, and I assume that I'm supposed to end this amazing life video, and I see all of your guys' little thumbs and hearts and bubbles, and I wish I could send some of those too, but I have no idea how to use the internet. I love you guys, okay? I'll see you later.